Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from Liquid Laughs in beautiful downtown Boise, it's Boise Banter! With tonight's guest, comedian and magician Jan Adams. Featuring the music of Rich Kilfoyle and Dustin Shalafo. Now please give it up for your hostess with the mostest, the Duchess who can't be touches, Miss Sophie Hughes!
Welcome to Boise Banter. I'm Sophie Hughes, your hostess with the mostest, the Duchess who can't be touches. It is a safe and lonely life. We like to start this show off with talking about what's in the news, and it's been a pretty interesting week. I don't know if you know this or not. Jeremy Piven now, actor Jeremy Piven, accused of sexual misconduct because he'll do anything to stay relevant. Also in the news, Japanese scientists this week have successfully, for the very first time ever, cloned a monkey, which is very, very good news for the Japanese who are getting tired of having sex with robots. What? What? Tell me it's not true. The University of Kansas, a bunch of student activists formed their very own student government body, separate from the actual student government body, their very own. And now they are seeking to impeach their fake student president. To which I say, get in line, pal! We're still trying to impeach our shitty fake president. The founder of IKEA, sadly, this week died. And from everybody here at Boise Banter, we want to extend our deepest condolences and best wishes in this time of trouble as they attempt to assemble the casket. Lastly, an elderly couple was stopped in Nebraska. They were stopped and then found to be in possession of 60 pounds of marijuana. This is the most interesting news to have ever come out of Nebraska, ever. When questioned by the police, they said the marijuana was intended to be Christmas gifts. My grandma sent me a $20 check for Christmas. Coolest grandparents ever. All right, that is the news. Let's get this show started, everybody. Yet another seamless transition to the desk. Hi, I'm Sophie. This is the desk. There is something very important, though, because we have everything we need here at the desk. I've got a cup of pins, a third-place trophy from a comedy competition, a baby head. I mean, I've got everything I need here, except for one thing. Ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, Dustin Shalafo. Hey, buddy.
Gonna go banter time! You never heard Huey Lewis and the Banter?
Oh, I have.
They did the soundtrack for Banter to the Future, starring Michael J. Banter. They've been playing Back to the Future nonstop on the cable channels that Chad pays for.
Yeah.
So I've been watching a lot of Back to the Future.
Can we just get another...
Gonna go banter future.
There you go. Thank you.
Gonna go banter future. I'll do that the whole time. We got time to fill and time to kill.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite things because Dustin and I are planning out these shows every day. We're talking about it. Well, I mean, before the show.
What does planning mean?
We're planning it out, and I know he's gonna do some banter song, and it's the one thing he won't tell me. So I'm just like, what's it gonna be?
That's the one thing. The rest, I'm an open book.
Yeah.
You want to know what song I'm going to parody for the beginning of the show? You
Won't
can
tell
go
me.
F yourself. Wearing my winter coat indoors. I mean business.
Yeah.
What's the hatch? Chicken scraps? What it do? Chicken stew? What's new with you?
Well, So you see all our props and stuff that we have here. We keep all of this stuff.
Those aren't props, they're mementos,
I don't know,
awards,
set
and
dressings.
keepsakes.
That's true. They are.
If they were in a box, it would be marked Boise Banter keepsakes with a
Precious
heart drawn around
memories.
it.
Yeah,
Yes, precious
exactly.
memories, like those creepy little dolls.
Yeah. We keep all of this stuff. We add something new to the show every time. And we keep a bag that's got all the stuff in it. We keep it in the back.
It's a very important bag.
And today I found this notebook in that bag. This notebook does not belong to either of us. So we thought, what the hell?
All right.
Let's take a look at what's inside. And boy, I'm glad we did.
Take a look in a book, a little banter rainbow. Get it? LeVar Burton.
One of the first things you see here is a picture of a liquor bottle and a shot glass, and the words written are, raised by a prison guard with autism. That's it. No explanation.
So are they saying that being raised by a prison guard with autism would be like just being drunk all the time?
I don't know what they're saying by this. But what really gets me is that somebody found it in the club and went, yeah, that belongs to Sophie or Dustin, and then stuffed it in our bag of things.
You know, I don't have an argument against that.
No, me neither. But it's definitely a comic because there's a set list here.
Let's peruse.
It is maybe the most disturbing set list I think I've ever seen. And then the names of every joke. Oh my God. The first one is called Blood God Killer.
Oh.
The next one is called You Tried That? 3 question marks.
Are they talking about fruitcake?
I think they just mean that oh my God, you tried the Blood God Killer joke? Wow, not first joke. Surely not your opener.
Sounds like a death metal Spotify list.
The next one is Blue Wet Dreams.
Huh.
It just sounds like a lonely and sad person.
Yeah, Ken, I don't see how there's an argument for it not being ours.
Yep.
Sing us.
Mean-spirited porn.
Is that a category? Quick, to the iPhone.
I've seen every comic in this town. I don't know anyone who has a mean-spirited porn joke. I need to know who this is. This one is called Glad Mom's Dead.
Wow.
Sex is hard.
Debatable.
This one is just called Butthole Clean.
Well, you
Who the
never
fuck
hurts to
is
get a nice
this
enema.
person? Ancient feces and crazy thoughts. That's about right.
So
That is about what we're seeing. Please.
maybe if you read
by
them all
means.
together, it tells a story. It's
think-
like I was raised by a prison guard with Asperger's. He was kind of a blood god killer, and
Sure.
everyone's friends were like, "You tried that?" And he was like, "Well, it was one of my blue wet dreams I got from that mean-spirited porn." And then they're like, "I'm glad your mom's dead, so they can't make any more of you. Now go get your butthole clean." You're just not reading it
That was
right.
pretty good. That was pretty good. So
That's
if anyone
it, huh?
is missing their comedy notebook, just tweet at us at Boise Banter. Or if you have any tips of who you think that might be. Like if you know anybody who's right about ready to shoot something up, that's probably them. So just let us know.
I don't agree with this. Too fat for metal? Have they never seen Slayer? Those guys aren't the picture of health.
I think I know who it is now. That gave me the clue. I think I know who it is.
All right, well, if you know the answer to this mystery, tweet it at us.
Yeah, and we'd be happy to get you your notebook back because I'm pretty sure it's cursed and I want it out of my life.
Yeah, just be sure to put that back in the bag when
Yeah.
you're done with it.
Yeah.
So aside from reading other comedians' notes, what have you been up to? I started a podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
Started a podcast since I
Well, we
saw
were
you
going,
last.
yeah, you did. You and
Chad Heft. He was supposed to be on our show one time, but he got too sick, so we had his biggest fan.
So you still have his CD.
Yeah, there's his album.
on the desk.
Chad Heft and other recipes for disaster available right there or in a box in my living room. Feel free to stop by, 2619 Pleasanton. I'll probably just give it to you if he's not home. But if he is, it'll be like $2 or some cat food.
Sure. Yeah, you and Chet have a podcast.
Yeah, Diabetes for the Soul.
Where can we find it?
Across all podcast platforms, iTunes, Stitcher, fucking Podbean, all that other stuff I don't pay attention to because he does most of the legwork. It's just another thing in my ongoing efforts to be a co-host to every show ever.
Yeah, you're doing really good with that.
I'm putting in about as much effort there as I put in here, which is minimal to none. I show up with my cute face and my indoor winter coat. And,
that's it. That's all anyone really expects of you.
We take homeless people to the movies sometimes.
Yeah, you were telling me about that idea. I mean, so does the podcast have a theme, or is it just sort of...
It changes week to week depending on Chad's mood.
That sounds right.
Yeah, this is going well. Nice plug, Shalafo. You're crushing it. Check out the latest episode. It's got Gabriel Rutledge on there. He's funny if we're not, so.
That is pretty amazing. That's a good get.
But no, it was kind of weird taking a homeless gentleman to see Star Wars.
The newest Star Wars?
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Where did you find this homeless guy?
We took James Pulley and sent him over by the skate park, and then
oh my God,
he came back with a guy, and we're like, "Hey man, do you like Star Wars?"
He would be the guy I'd ask.
Yeah, that's why we asked him.
I need to find a homeless guy. James will help.
He said I'm lazy. I'm not stupid. It's a difference.
Sure.
We were like, "Hey man, you want to go see Star Wars?" And he was like, "Yup." And then he was in the car before we knew what to do.
Wow.
He picked up his sign and had all his stuff, and yeah, it was all right. Except he thought the movie was about George Foreman versus the UFC. And if you think that's a joke, just listen to his movie review on episode 1 of Diabetes for the Soul.
So the idea
across
is
all podcast
you take a homeless man out, treat him to a movie, and then have him come back to your home.
No. We did the interview in the basement here at the club. I'm not bringing him to my house.
Sure. And then you review the movie with him.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
We gave him gift cards, pack of smokes, a coat. It's not like we're exploiting
No, it's a
people.
good day. I mean, a homeless guy got in the car with some strangers and he didn't end up murdered. That's a good day.
And we didn't end up murdered.
Right. Everyone's still alive.
Everyone's taking a risk in this scenario. Isn't that what life is about?
It is. It's about risks.
So yeah, if you want to, I don't know, if you want to check out the interview, just go to Diabetes for the Soul.
I will.
It's very weird. And then he later came back into the club a couple weeks ago looking for me.
Yeah,
but
I remember
he was talking to me. And I was like, "Tim, I'm the guy that took you to the movie." And he's like, "When do they do that radio show in the basement?" And I'm like, "Well, it's not a radio show per se." But yeah, the whole thing's kind of sad now that I'm talking about it.
Yeah, I remember he left his sign here.
Yeah.
That's how it came up, because I was like, oh, he did?
Yeah, I threw it away, and then he came back.
Okay, that's good.
Like a half hour later.
Because all that happened was I was just walking by your station in the front and found a panhandling sign, and I was like, what is going on with you today? Like, are you quitting? I got really upset.
But my sign would be more creative than that one.
I figured it would be.
It would say, "On my way to work, anything will help."
I don't remember who told me this, but they said if they ever had to be homeless, and so I'm sorry whoever this is that I'm borrowing this from, but if they had to be homeless, they'd go get an old lab coat from like the youth ranch and fill the pockets full of wires and then hold a sign that says, "Need money to fix time machine, pay you back yesterday." I would give that person money for sure. That's hilarious.
I like how that tied back into all that Back to the Future stuff we were
did.
talking about at the beginning. Do you want to discuss the plot of that movie?
Wasn't planned. Do I want to discuss the
Why
plot
is
of Back to
nobody
the
questioning
Future?
why a high schooler's hanging out with a creepy old man scientist? That's never addressed. It's never addressed. What is Doc Brown up to? Why does he really need to go back to the future? To wipe his hard drive? What's going on, Doc Brown? Leave Marty McFly alone. He's just a sweet little boy that wants to invent rock and roll.
Their relationship was beautiful and innocent. Keep your mind out of the gutter.
I can't. That's where it was born.
It's true. I have been watching all of the Harry Potter movies for the very first time ever. I've never read the books. I've never seen the movies. And I am I'm on the very last one. When I get home, I'm going to watch it.
How unfulfilled is that leaving you?
I thought they'd be better.
Yeah?
I'm not saying they're bad. I just thought, like, the way everybody freaked out, I thought they'd be better.
Yeah, they're just kind of
That's all. And maybe it's just the fact that I'm an adult now and it's hard for me to relate to a child protagonist. I'm just like, he just seems like a spoiled jerk. I've never felt like an orphan to be more hateable and spoiled. But
How
the
is
second
he spoiled?
he gets
He lived in a
the second he
crawl
gets to
space.
Hogwarts, everybody just gives him everything. It's just like, oh, here's the best broom there ever was, twice. And also, they just do. They just do. And he's constantly breaking the rules, and everyone's like, that's fine.
Here's the best broom there ever was, twice.
Yeah.
That's my new favorite
what
sentence.
It is. The blonde kid who hates him, I get it. I get it. Everyone works so hard to like study and learn, and he's just like creeping around in places. The very first movie he goes to the place to like, don't ever go to that hallway, and then he does, and then everyone's fine with that. It's hogwash.
Hogwash at Hogwarts. That's Sophie Hughes' review of
I
the Harry
stand by
Potter
it. You know who deserved to be the real hero of that movie? Hermione.
Yeah.
She's awesome. Oh, she's super smart and born of muggles. And she's kicking ass. But oh, Harry Potter's got a scar, so let's all be cool to him.
Yeah,
Fuck him.
I agree with you.
I don't know. I got real mad. And then I got real mad at Quidditch, too. I got real mad at Quidditch.
So basically after this you're going to go home and just further anger yourself.
That's how I like to do it. That's what I like from movies is I'm having a good time with the movies if I'm going like this. That's how you know like Sophie loves this movie. She's going to talk about that for weeks. I think it comes from the fact that like both my parents worked in like film and acting and stuff. So when I was growing up, my dad and I's favorite game was to get a movie we think would be bad and then just tear it to pieces. And not just like Mystery Science Theater it, but I mean like we'd be like, oh, they reused this prop, or that's the same set dressing, they just moved the room around.
So what you're saying is you're a film snob that simply can't lose yourself in the wonder and imagination of the world that's being presented.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm getting a whole different kind of pleasure out of it. You know the kind of pleasure where you're grinding your fingernails into the palm of your hand? That's sort of...
That sounds more like a shift at work than pleasure.
That's why I love it here.
Me too. That's why we get along.
I like
too
to be
sweet.
mad, too. Aw.
Yeah.
Aw.
We hate things with such love.
Yeah, we do.
You know what I don't hate though?
What's that?
This.
I don't hate this either.
It's New Year, New Us.
Yeah, new year, new band.
What's your New Year's resolution?
I'm quitting smoking.
Yeah. Mine was to stop drinking. I started in September, so I'm crushing it. That's what you gotta do. You gotta start your New Year's resolution a few months before the new year. You know? So you've already had your slip up. By the time it comes around,
Right.
you're like, yeah, this is fucking easy. It's the 3rd, and I've already been sober 3 months. You gotta trick your brain,
You're
you know?
really nailing that resolution.
You gotta trick your brain.
It's a good
You
resolution.
gotta be one step ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
At all times.
I'm not even gonna comment on it because it's a good resolution. It's good. I don't know. I only smoke here when I'm at
Yeah.
the club.
It'll do that to you.
Yeah, it's just
Bit of
you
a
know,
smoker's lounge around here.
Yeah.
That's what we should rename it, the Smoker's Lounge.
I got one of those like
It's a horrible idea.
vaporizer things that everyone's so fond of. I know.
Was that an audible groan?
Yeah, there was. There was
One of
a
them
groan.
newfangled space cigarettes.
I know that they're silly or
People
whatever.
cloning monkeys, smoking out of robots. What the hell's going on? It's like we're in an episode of Black Mirror. I don't understand. It's
Yeah.
only a matter of time before those robotic monkeys are smoking us. Gotta close the borders. I don't know who this guy is, but I'm glad he showed
He's
up.
everybody who hates vapes. That's who that guy is.
My brain
Let's
feels like
see
a
why-
dead brick right
Why
now.
is everyone so mad at vapes?
I don't know.
Here's the only time to be mad at vapes, in my opinion, is if someone who never ever smoked was just like, I'm gonna pick this up.
Yeah?
That'd be like if someone who didn't have a drinking problem just went to those bars where they like make alcoholic hand wash.
That's a thing?
Oh yeah.
So you just go to this bar and you,
Yeah, there's
you get
like
rubbed
the-
by, or drunk by like rubbing
Yeah, they
steroids.
also have like vaporized alcohol. It's stupid.
That sounds dangerous.
It is, but there's a bartender / scientist, I guess, that provide. They're in charge. They don't just leave out a big bottle of Purell next to a bunch of alcoholic hand wash and people get poisoned.
Could you do that, though?
Yeah.
And charge money?
Yeah, they've got like marijuana like soap too now. It's like a oil that you put on your hands and you get stoned. It's great.
We live in the future.
I know. I have both dry hands and I am shockingly sober. I need them.
Does that marijuana soap make your hands forgetful? I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
it gives you idle hand syndrome. That's
Oh,
what it does.
no. My hands are all stoned. I can't open the door. Darn. Why did I get my hands so ripped?
God damn it.
Oh,
Anyways,
shucks.
I got a vaporizer thing.
Do they still have oxygen bars? Remember those?
Yes, and as it happens, when this was the Funny Bone, for a brief time when the oxygen bar fad was like a big deal, they brought oxygen tanks into here and like would set you up. They like you got a little nose thing and you could sit there and breathe.
So everybody looks like an old lady at a casino in the afternoon?
Nobody looked like that because nobody did it.
Did you ever try it out?
Yes.
What did it do?
It gets you like a little high. It's the same thing as
Is it just like going to like a higher elevation where you just feel
Yeah.
dizzy and you shouldn't do push-ups?
Yep. It's like doing that last whip it when there's not really enough
But
to
what if
get
you've never
you.
done the first whip it and you're unfamiliar with what you're talking about?
Well, then I don't know how to help you. Someone get me an aerosol can. Me and him I gotta show him some stuff.
I
Who's
need
got
to
some
learn.
computer cleaner?
I clearly have some brain cells I can nudge out of my skull, so let's whip it good. Get it? Devo, they were a band.
I wish that I could do that. If you've never done whippets, I want to do them with you, but
Look a lot
I'm
like
past that.
whippets.
Past that point in my life.
Brain cells dying everywhere. Black spots, you are dizzy. Now you're on the floor, call 911. It's a Christmas song.
There was a real time in my life when I was into those things. I really liked the way it made the whole room go wah 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 wah.
You could just listen to dubstep for that now.
You're right. I'm slowly weaning myself off with dubstep.
If you do whippets, will EDM music make sense?
Oh yeah.
I think we've got a lot of experiments that we need to conduct.
Yeah.
Let's get that lab coat you were talking about when you become homeless. Let's fucking get some, I don't know, what do you get, some whipped cream cans? What do you even use?
You don't want to use a whipped cream can because it's only got about 2 hits in it. You want to use some compressed air that you use to clean a computer with. And if you get one that's made before 2001, it doesn't have any of that weird inhalant abuse flavor in it. I know a lot about whippets.
All right, to the office, man.
Yeah.
Seriously,
I've just
somebody go
revealed
get some,
something about myself I didn't think I would.
Hey, you know, you're off the whippets now.
Yeah,
doing good.
that's my New Year's
Yeah.
resolution.
Yeah, and you've already been succeeding at it for
No more
years.
whippets.
So you're crushing it.
After tonight.
You gotta whip that whippet habit. Whip it good.
Oh, God. It was just such an easy way to get high without having to talk to a drug dealer, which is the worst part about getting high.
I don't know, have you ever spoken to an Office Max employee? They're always trying to push extra on you.
But it's more than I want. I'm like, I'll take a can of condensed air, and they're like, you can get 2 for half the price. I'd be like, yes. Thank you, Office Max employee. Can I get your cell?
Oh, wow, this took a weird turn.
It did. It did.
Yeah,
It was
you know
like, I'm
what?
quitting smoking, and by the way, I'm doing whippets. Hi, Mom and Dad.
We're just living, loving, laughing, living. New year, new us. What do you want? Be squared in the house. What's the haps? We're killing it. How are you? They
You know
didn't
what?
answer. They must
It's
be
okay.
bad.
We need to do something that we need all the audience for. Our new tradition. Can we get a Jesus Christ for Brian Scalaro? Can we do that?
Yes.
All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Jesus Christ!
Jesus Christ, any other whippet.
I bet he's done whippets.
Oh, he seems like a guy that's doing whippets now.
Absolutely, but he's doing like the hardcore version of whippets, is where they take the canisters that people use to go paintballing, and it's just like, that's the heroin of the whippet world. He's like cracking it and doing it right up his nose.
Just alone in his broken down rocking chair with his tepid, lukewarm glass of lemonade, praying for an ice cube.
Oh, Brian Scalaro.
Single ray of light shining through his closed blinds. Just a sad sack of dreams.
Oh, God.
It's all right, Brian. We love you.
I can't
One day
wait.
you'll get the courage to buy that gun.
I can't wait.
Too far? I'm sorry.
No. It was good. It was really good. I can't wait for the day that he sees all of these shows.
He can't afford internet.
I know, but he'll be house sitting for someone who made a huge mistake. And sure. And you can only masturbate so many times. And he's,
man, I bet
gonna
he's a
Google
big old fan of
himself.
mean-spirited porn.
Yeah.
It comes up anytime he puts an M
that's his
into
notebook.
Google. It's just, did you mean? Well, I guess I did.
Yeah, mean-spirited porn I can't finish unless people are saying hurtful things to one another. I didn't think I was being an asshole at the club. I thought I was flighting.
Oh, man. I hope he knows how much joy he brings to my heart. He's just...
He really has brought so much happiness to my life.
Just look at it.
Oh, my God.
I just want a Gucci Gucci goo. You know? He's just a big old bitter baby. Needs his diaper changed.
Biggest bitter baby.
Just sitting there like, wah, wah. He's all filled up.
You know, all this made it worth it, though. That was a tough week, but it made it worth it, and that's the kind of way I want to live my life.
He's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes.
The Energizer Bunny of sad comedians. All right, we're sorry, Mr. Scalaro. We apologize.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't.
Yeah, you know.
I stand by it, Brian, for when you find this video someday.
I still apologize.
Wait, he knows Mark Maron. I apologize.
To Mark Maron that you have to know Brian Scalaro. WTF with that, huh?
Okay. You wanna play a game?
What is this, Saw?
Yep.
Are you gonna put a bear trap on my head and be like, the key's hidden in Truman, cut him open and you die?
Terrible game.
Yes, I'm very interested.
Okay. We've done this once before, but it's a new year, new banter. So we're gonna play What's Wrong with That Picture with a couple of pictures I found today. If we could go ahead and bring that up on the projector. You can also use that microphone too.
Oh man, that's not Shrek.
What?
It's the Incredible Hulk. It's a little echoey over here.
feel
I'm gonna
like-
move this mic away.
I feel like that is the saddest kid in school. It's just, I asked for a Shrek backpack.
Oh shit, I just realized it was a backpack. What's wrong with my glasses? Wow, no, I like that.
To be fair, I haven't seen Shrek 2, so that could have
I
happened.
haven't seen Shrek 1.
I've seen Shrek 1, that's not in it. But Shrek 2, I don't know the Hulk doesn't show up.
I don't think that backpack is sad at all. He likes Shrek and he likes Marvel, so...
I feel like just some manufacturing company got it real wrong.
Oh no, that's a flea market backpack.
Yeah,
that is a
absolutely.
swap meet backpack right there.
Absolutely. All right, let's see the next one. There we go.
Huh. What? What? Well, at least you know the people operating the glory hole have been tested. All right.
I don't know, the more I think about it,
I like that sign. I would like a clean staff and a friendly restroom.
I love a friendly restroom.
Yeah, it sounds like, you're not taking a gamble on the waiters or waitresses or bartenders, but you are taking a gamble on the old water closet there.
Yeah.
How friendly is this restroom? Are we talking like a moist towelette and some mints, or are they checking your oil?
I feel like
I wouldn't mind going into a restroom and getting a free prostate exam. Thanks, friendly restroom. I'm cancer-free.
so friendly. All right, let's see the next one.
Oh. How is that? Well, that just makes sense. Oh, wow, yep.
It definitely used
Dumpster babies go here.
It definitely used to be a baby changing station.
Yeah, change the
And then
baby.
someone
Literally,
was just
throw
like,
this one away and go make a new one. That has to be intentional.
Yeah.
Like if I was a custodian at that place, that is exactly where I would be placing the garbage.
I feel like it's from the restroom of a less friendly restroom establishment.
No, I don't know any restroom.
That's not the yellow store, my friend. That's a whole different place.
Oh wow.
All right.
But you don't know what was going on with that baby. Maybe it deserves to be in the trash. Let's not.
That's true.
Hey!
To be fair, I don't know.
Not every kid's a gold star winner. All right.
They're not all keepers, is what
Yeah.
you're saying. Okay.
Yeah,
I get you. All right, let's see the next one.
Septic tanks, pumped, swimming pools filled. Not same truck. I don't know if that matters.
I actually think there's nothing wrong with this picture. I'm glad they made that distinction. I think that was an important distinction
a couple
to
extra
make.
words like, we will pump your septic tanks and then have like a space. Also, we will fill your swimming pools, not with the same truck.
Right, so what the sign should say, you're saying is, we have two different trucks, one to fill your swimming pool and one to empty your septic tanks. We do two different things here at this place with our different trucks.
Maybe they should have just had one of those advertisements on one side of the sign.
And on the other, the different one.
So, like, if you're coming, it's like swimming pools filled. If you're going, it's like septic tanks pumped.
Yeah.
No, I don't see any combination how that's acceptable. I don't like it, and I'd like it to be stricken from the record, and I take great umbrage with that sign.
Not same truck. I love it. I think that's a great image, and I'm fine with it. Let's see the next one.
Is that local?
No, it's not. Oh, this one's one of my favorites.
What is this?
It's a thinker. It's the Dublin Staff Relay.
I know those words, but that sentence
It's okay.
doesn't make sense to me.
There's a company called Dublin, and they have a relay, a staff relay. It's okay. Here's what you have to think about this for a second.
Well, I'm not good at thinking.
It's okay. They have a relay. It's like a baton thing. They pass it. There's a competition, and it's men and women. And so you can see there on the image, they have a woman's hand the wrist has a tie on it.
Maybe it's just a weird hand head.
Because they've got like the lady's hand, they gave nails, and then the man's hand is wearing a collar and tie.
Why wouldn't they just
show it's a man's hand?
Why wouldn't they just put like a cufflink on it?
I don't know. Why is it wearing a fucking tie?
Wrist tie, is that a thing?
No.
Can we make it a thing?
Yes.
All right, you heard it here first. Wrist ties, 2018.
Wrist ties. I think that might be the last one. There might be one more. Yo, yeah, there is.
Well, that's just...
It's
Wow.
It's a name, but it is very unfortunate.
Yeah.
It is a very unfortunate.
I like that
read
it
a little
says
bit.
featuring Kevin Donnelly, like that's the featured performer of this grotesque sandcastle building
I
competition.
read a little bit about it, and it's apparently the charming story about a young boy whose father takes them to the beach, and it's all fine and good, but his name is Pino.
They couldn't have just called it At the Beach?
Yeah. It's I feel like that didn't stay on shelves very long.
Where do you get this book?
I don't know. Amazon.
Let's figure it out.
I wouldn't order it. I feel like it's gonna put you in a weird bracket.
Not any weirder than that mean-spirited porn I've been looking up.
Yeah. Well, that's what's wrong with this picture. Let's give. Do you clap for pictures? Is that something you do? You're like, hey, you really got some bad pictures.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Any other talk show?
That one made me uncomfortable.
Pino at the beach?
Yeah.
Yeah. It should. It's a terrible name for a book.
We should have done that one first and ended with something a little more lighthearted, like the friendly restrooms.
You're right. You guys want to retape this? Let's go back and do it again.
Yep. Gonna go banter time. Fucking tied that up in a nice little package, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
I didn't think we were gonna pull it off, but boom, stuck the landing again.
We did. We nailed it.
9.5, 9.7, 8.9.
Is that a little Olympics joke right there?
No.
Diving, scoring. It's a scoring joke.
Yeah. Other things get scored.
You're right.
We're
Other
being
things get
scored right now.
Well, let's get our guest out. What do you think?
Might as well. This is petering out quick.
Yeah, that's... I wish we had a guest for every time our conversation had a lull. Anytime we're just hanging out, it's like, oh, shit. Let's get the cat out here. Everybody, the cat!
I'll bring my cat next time.
Yeah.
She's fluffy as fuck. She'll chill right there.
Yeah, I'm fine with this. Let's actually bring the guest out, though, because I'm really excited to have her here today. She's
You announce her, and I'm gonna quietly move these things.
Sure, and you can hand me those coffee cups. She's been a friend of mine for a little over 10 years now, which kind of blew my mind when I figured that out. She's a wonderful talent, an amazing magician and comedian, and we're just really, really fortunate to have her here today. Ladies and gentlemen, Jen Adams.
Hey. Thank you guys so much. I will try to stay in the light. Here we go. Yeah, how about a round of applause for Sophie and Dustin? Bringing on the banter, y'all. Damn. Bantering like a motherfucker. I just want to say one thing about the picture of the graphic of the lady dumping the baby in the trash. I just, as the mother of a 6-year-old, that picture was actually titled "How Every Mother Feels" minimum twice a week. Just saying. And I am really looking forward. I believe they're coming out with a new Harry Potter movie. It's the sequel of the sequel of the sequel. It's like a Harry Potter and the dragging scrotum or something. I don't know. Some kind of thing. I'm in a little bit of a bad mood right now. I'm not gonna lie. I was here last week. Totally lost my comedy notebook. So, if anybody's seen it, green cover, spiral. I'm fucking lost without it, you guys. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess I'm just gonna have to tell you about my blue wet dream. So we'll just do that. I guess. Hi, my name's Jen. We have known each other. It's weird. You guys are behind me, and it's fucking freaking me out. It's just, like, am I not supposed to address you? Because the camera's here, and you guys are here. All right, it's fine. Whatever. Just, I don't know that, like, this is the moment where I realize that I'm not sure I trust our friendship that much to have you both behind me while I'm trying to perform. Some Chevy Chase bullshit going on behind me right now. Just, fuck. I'm uncomfortable with this. All right, so I am a comedian. I've been doing comedy for 20 years. Before that, I did magic for 11 years. I quit magic, and so magic's just kind of my hobby. And so when they were like, hey, you should come on our show, and you should do magic, I was like, I'm probably not that good at comedy. Because they just asked me to, like, hey, you should bring your hobby on the show and do that. So I would like to title this set, All the Bits I Lifted from Magicians I've Fucked. All right? Yeah. They're all published routines, fuckers, which is more than I can say for those assholes who stole a lot of mine that weren't. So I'm just going to do theirs. There you go. All right, a lot of people look at me, and I do have to tell you this, all right? I am definitely not like any magician that you've ever seen before. I'm not like most magicians, mainly because I don't have a penis. And other than that, I'm completely the same. That's pretty much it. I just don't have a dick. Besides that, same kind of stuff. So, but no, a lot of people ask, like, oh, how did you get into it? And I'm like, well, my dad was a magician, and so I started working with him. And it's kind of weird because, like, when I was a kid, I started working with him, and like, our closing trick, like, I quit school when I was 14. I went on the road with my dad, and, like, we did a magic show together, and our closing trick was we'd have this big, giant packing crate, and he would handcuff my hands behind my back, and then put me into a giant mail sack, like what you deliver the mail in, not like a big testicle, like a big, right, it just sounds weird, although that might be kind of cool too, but yeah, so a big mail sack, and then they'd throw me inside the trunk and put the lid on the trunk, and then they'd padlock it, and then ropes would go around, and they'd tie all the ropes, and then my dad would jump on top of the box and throw a big curtain in front of it, and he'd throw it up in the air, and it would come down. It was me, because I escaped, and then he'd be inside the trunk, and it was a super fun trick to do. But you kind of grow out of things, and I moved on. I moved to Vegas and stuff, and got into a relationship with a guy, and we were in a relationship for a couple years, and after a couple years, it gets kind of monotonous or whatever. And one night we were trying to spice things up, and he was like, "Hey, we should do some bondage," and I had to be like, "Ugh, I'm kind of burnt out on that because of my dad." So, good way to end a relationship. Also, a weird segue for this touching story about me and my dad when I was a kid. So, I grew up in New York City, and when I was little, not a lot of places to look at the stars because it's really bright outside. And so, my dad, who was kind of a weird hippie yogi dude too, took me out of the city one night when there was a full moon, and he told me that the full moon had magic powers, and that the planets and stars were magical, and it was my first time kind of being outside the city and seeing all that. So using this napkin, I'm gonna show you guys a picture of the full moon that I saw that night to make it a little more interesting for you, a bit more challenging for myself. I'm gonna do it by making only one tear in the napkin. So one tear, I'm gonna create a picture of the moon. And since you're the only person I see, can you just come on up here and help me, if you don't mind? Give him a smattering, I guess, or whatever you need to do. All right, I'm not gonna finish tearing the pieces. I'm gonna let you tear those off with me, so if you just grab the pieces right there, perfect. Turn your head and cough, excellent, thank you. Oh, well, okay, this will be an interesting looking thing. Here we go, here is the picture of the full moon that I saw that night. Not bad with one tear, right? Not too bad. It's fine, if you wanna be underwhelmed, fuck you. Whatever, just hours of loneliness, bitches. No big deal. I did see the full moon that night, but when I looked just to the right, I saw the first star of the evening, and no, you're not fucking done. Come over here. You're now roped into a magic show you wanted no part of. This is what it feels like, dude. This is my entire childhood. You know what you're supposed to do when you see the first star, right?
Twinkle?
Yes, that would be my first inclination too. Then you make a wish, usually. You make a wish. I wish that night I could do magic, and my wish came true. It is always behind the elbow in case you're looking for it. If you let me see that circle, I'll show you what I should have wished for. You see, I should have wished for that star, because then I could have all the wishes that I wanted, and that's for you, so you can have anything you wish for. Like maybe to go back to your fucking seat. No, you go ahead, it's fine, I get it, it's okay. Most of the time, magic totally relies on being able to have people come on stage that never wanted to be, and then embarrassing them in some way, shape, or form that they don't want. So I'm not gonna do that. I probably am. I'm probably gonna do it again, it's fine. It's fine. At some point, hey, Dustin, why don't you join me up here? Because you're trying to co-host everything. So come co-host the magic show. Come co-host the magic show. Perfect. Hey, everybody. Remember Dustin? Here he is. Cool. One of the things I love the most about magic is the psychology of magic. Right?
Sure. Okay.
He's just looking at me like a dog watching a ceiling fan right now. That's fine. All right. Whatever you need to do.
The way my face looks.
It's okay. That's just resting confused face is way better than resting bitch face, trust me. That's cute, I like that. All right, and by the psychology of magic, what I mean is that if I'm able to take the middle of this rope and with my finger make you believe that I'm actually cutting it into two pieces. That's pretty cool psychology, right? I don't know.
You got the I love magic.
If I can, sorry, let me remove the hairs from my, I don't know, but I'm trying to remove the pubic hair from this because we had a wild night last night. So 50 Shades Magicer. All right. So the coolest part about magic is the psychology, because while I may have cut the rope in half, it really never happened. It's just actually something you're just seeing. Like, for example, having two ends of a piece of rope and then being able to snap my fingers and tell you, actually, there are no ends of the rope. It is an infinite piece of rope, just like the universe. It goes on and on and on and on. But not really, because at some point it all needs to come to an end. And, you know, like every good atheist, you got to go, yeah, okay. At some point, it's got to be fucking over, right? It does. All right, Dustin, I would like you to help me with this particular part. I need to borrow your scissors. Okay, well, just mime it. That's good right there. There you go. Perfect. All right. Would you hold this end of the rope? Excellent. I would like everybody to watch right here. Hold tight. Thank you. Sound effects for free on that one. Sound effects for free for sure. And we'll just take that apart. Again, psychology, letting you see what I think you want to see. You can let go of that now. Or never. I'm never letting go again. Don't let go, Jack. Ever. All right. So little and big, little and big, little and big. Doesn't matter on the outside because inside we're all equal. Look, now I'm fucking Doug Henning, you guys. And I'm just bringing it back to the 70s, trying to make it magical. All right, one last little bit of rope trick. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you own a gun?
No.
Perfect, good. You're somebody that probably shouldn't own a gun. I'm just gonna put that out there.
I realized that. That's why
Right.
I sold
No.
it. I'm a responsible gun owner because I knew I wasn't responsible enough to own one.
And 47 gun sales later, Dustin is gun free. It's fine. I just need your 10-year-old boy gun. Perfect. I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, and you just go pew like your best Star Wars. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Zap. Oh wow! I loved it. It was perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. Magic is amazing. I do have more, but I kind of wanted to save it for the couch because I have something special for you. So, is it possible for me to just come over and do a trick from the couch? Okay,
Absolutely.
perfect. All right, I'm done with the stand-up portion of this stuff, you guys. Can I sit down?
For sure.
All right, good. Because I'm old and I'm tired.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go sit down with them.
Jen Adams, everybody. Let her hear it. That's kind of how all of our hangouts have been forever the entire time I've known you. Is I'm going to bring my wine and a deck of cards.
That's true.
And now we're
That is
here.
true.
It's like old times.
Aw. Some things are different.
Yeah,
I've had
I know.
a child.
Yeah, and I'm a lady now.
Yeah.
So stuff's changed.
You know, to me, you kind of always were. So
Yeah, I know.
that's all right.
Yeah, I've known Jennifer 10 years. When she first moved to Boise, we became fast friends and hung out in your apartment that was right next to my house. She's a wonderful person, and I'm really glad you're here. Thank you for being here with us.
I'm really good at duping people, apparently, you guys. Super good
You
at
got me fooled. I'm a big fan of yours. I'm glad you're here.
Well, thanks.
So, your daughter's name is Sophia.
It is.
Pretty sure named after me. I know she had the name first, but I'm gonna take credit there. I'm gonna. When your kid is an adult, I'm gonna be like,
Yeah,
you know why your name's Sophia, right?
I made it to 30. I was never planning on having children, ever. I wasn't going to have any children. And then at 36, a guy from Caldwell forgot to pull out, and I got a job I didn't apply for. So
Yep.
that's the romantic story of how I became a mom, you guys.
Aww.
It is. And I'm not even kidding about that graphic that we saw earlier where the lady's dumping the... I mean, look, I love my daughter, but, I now understand why people shake babies. I totally get it.
That's
I get
absolutely
it. I'll never
fair.
do it, but I understand.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I'm not gonna say that because my little sister watches this show, and I've always never ever had any thoughts like that.
I didn't know you had a little sister.
Oh yeah. She's 11 years younger than me. She's
right.
a wonderful, wonderful kid. But when she was a toddler, she was an absolute terror. And then when she was
Every
13,
toddler,
she was
every toddler's a terror.
And then that age right before, just right at the start of puberty, when they learn how to use sarcasm but can't quite wield it right. So they're either saying something that's like, "Oh, that's absurdly stupid," or deeply cruel.
Oh yeah.
It's just like, wow, you're
yeah.
a horrible person.
Yeah, my daughter a few weeks ago grabbed my arm after I got out of the bath, and she goes like this, and she's like, "Mommy, blobby," and I was like, "Oh God, my kid!"
Oh, kid.
It's like the worst feeling ever.
I know you don't mean what you're saying, but that is horrible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's pretty.
How old is she now?
She's 6. Yeah.
a pretty good age.
And I kept her alive that long. I'm pretty proud of
Yeah,
myself.
well done.
Pretty fucking proud.
Oh my God. I gotta tell you, when we were sitting on your couch drinking calamochos, which is just Diet Coke and gas station wine.
Which I had never heard of before you introduced me to them.
I'm
I'm a wino from way back. I'm like, fifth generation Italian immigrant family. And like, whenever I order wine at a bar, I go, put it in a cup. Okay? I don't, like, what the fuck is all this about? Like,
Yeah, I
no,
don't need to
we
stem.
drink wine out of cups, all right? They used to put little drops of wine in, some water in your baby bottle when you were a kid. Yeah. And I don't know. It just, was like, really? Diet Coke in the wine? I was like, that's the most disgusting thing I've heard of. And then Sophie made me one, and I was like, I had my come to Jesus moment.
Yeah, they're dangerously good. You
super
could knock
good.
back a lot of... Well, it makes gas station wine drinkable. I wouldn't do it with a nice wine. It'd be a crime to put Coke in a real good wine.
It's just for Gallo. It's just for those big giant jugs. That's all.
You drink that down to halfway, you put some soda in it.
Yep.
you
And then
drink
start
it.
collecting change in the bottle. So
I remember
'Cause you're a loser
coming
and
home
your
one
life
day
is shit.
from hanging out with you, and my lips were all purple, and I had that acidic thing that you only get from drinking wine.
and Diet Coke.
Yeah. And I was like, I gotta stop hanging out with Jen.
Damn it! That's so sad. It's my entire life has been, for whatever reason, I'm the bad influence, and I don't feel like that should be the case.
That's just who I was at the time, which was blaming people for my shortcomings.
I just
it could have been
deeply
anybody.
love life and drugs and alcohol, but
Yes.
mostly life. Mostly.
No,
life.
I
Mostly
I was a very young, impressionable comic when we met, and I'm really glad we did. I've come all this way to hosting my very own talk show for sixes of people.
It's more like fours of people, but that's okay. We can
somebody
fudge
walk?
the numbers a little bit.
Oh, it's because you're up here now.
I'm
It's
here. I was
because
back
yeah.
downstairs. You can't count the acts.
I will.
When I'm done here and I go back in the audience, I'm going to greatly affect the numbers again. So
Yeah, it's gonna really just blow up in here.
Yeah, I just mostly sit here quietly. My part of the show's over, so I just kind of
perfect.
sit
Perfect.
back and earn the big
Yeah,
bucks.
can we get the stage manager? Can we strike Dustin? Just strike him.
Just take him out. You're just
Seriously,
done.
how did you do that though with that string there? My mind was legitimately blown because I'm quite the simpleton.
No, it's again, it's psychology, and it's about understanding how the human mind works, and it's the most fun part of magic for me. And for years, I've taught children magic, which is my favorite thing, is to give children psychological power and then send them back out into the world, because nothing good is going to come of that, or depending on who you are, everything good is going to come out of that. But yeah, it's just interesting because the human brain is incredibly predictable. And we tell stories to ourselves and we fill in blanks. And so, and I've always said this, evangelists, politicians, and magicians all use the same psychology, but magicians are the only ones that use their powers for good because it's just for entertainment.
Right.
The other two can suck a giant just Molotov cocktail. We'll just go with that. Cock was in it, but Molotov cocktail. Yeah. So it's being able to wield that tremendous amount of power to get people to see things the way that you want them to see them, but to make them happy and to make them think that life is still full of mystery and to make them go, oh, wow. Like, most magicians are kind of like really super dorky too, but I mean, isn't that cool?
Yes.
Isn't that cool that, and I do have to say, this year, and I know this is supposed to be a funny show, but this last year I lost one of my magic mentors. He passed away. He was 79 years old. His name was Eugene Berger. And he was one of the most amazing magicians. He went to Yale Divinity School when he was younger, and then he worked for health and welfare for years, got back into magic in his 40s, and then became this incredible international teacher of magic. And I was lucky enough to spend a lot of time with him. And he was such a delightful person. And I actually, because I know you love history so much, I actually brought a trick that was one of his tricks, and I would like to do it for you.
Yes, please. Absolutely.
Just in honor of his memory, and also because this is just a super goddamn fun trick. All right. So it's a card trick, but it only uses two playing cards.
All right.
This trick is called Highlights in History Told with Playing Cards. Today's history lesson will be about the Inquisition, always a popular subject. Now, the Ace of Spades will play a very effective device of medieval torture, and the Queen of Hearts will play a very befuddled member of the community that's been accused falsely of heresy. The device is always prepared behind the victim's back, thereby increasing witless anxiety. Now, I'll be Torquemada. You can be Torquemada's assistant. Just because you're so good at it. The Inquisition begins. Do you confess your heresy? No? Excellent. Perhaps this will loosen your tongue. Well, okay, actually, the victim's tongue has been removed so that her cries won't detract from the merriment of the moment, you guys. These were happy times. Thank you. Now, you would think at this point that the victim would be inserted into the device. Oh, no, 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 no. The device is inserted into the victim. Much, much more painful. Right? Yes. And it's rubbed against her very spine. Now, on a good day, you can get your victim to turn around, but on a really good day, you're going to get your victim to turn inside out. And not only that, but outside in. And sometimes, on a really good day, you get them so confused with the pain and the anguish that they're actually facing half one way and half the other. Now, this is my favorite part, because if you listen closely, you can actually hear the bones break. And now our victim is beside herself, facing half one way and half the other, and that is how they searched for truth in the Middle Ages.
That was rad.
This is the most excited I've ever been on this show. I'm sitting right here. I have no idea how that happened.
He has a little boner, I'm not going to lie. It's all right.
As much as it'll do these days.
His little wand is up. It's good.
This is Ghost.
Yeah, no, I missed my mentor. I just wanted to honor him tonight because he
Absolutely.
was
That was fantastic.
Thank you
amazing.
for doing that. That was rad.
Right?
Oh, Jen.
Oh, Sophie. What are we doing now? Oh shit,
yeah.
my notebook.
Oh, yeah,
Oh my god. Thank you for that.
You're so welcome. Thank you for that. We needed something
my
to
God.
talk about.
Anyway, you guys want to hear about
It really says that stuff in there.
I
We're
know.
messing it up.
This is actually not my notebook. This one's way more interesting than mine. Mine's like, oh my God, I just had to wipe someone's ass and I hated it. I was never intending on being a mom, and everybody tries to praise moms, and they're like, oh yeah, being a mom's like a full-time job, and I'm like, fuck you, no it's not. A full-time job is like 40 hours a week.
Yeah,
like this is way more than that amount of time. Plus, also, I don't have to work in the middle of the night. Also, don't have to wipe my boss's ass and deal with him when he's crying, and then still make the motherfucker breakfast. Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't go down like that.
Yeah.
So.
And I hear
Yeah.
the benefits are terrible.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, okay, and then you're like, oh, snuggles.
Oh, I meant like, dental and...
No, there's no dental.
Yeah. But snuggles.
No.
I don't get snuggles at work.
Yeah. Right, but you also don't have to clean poopy diapers.
You don't know what I do.
Oh, you're right. I guess I don't.
Yeah.
I've been hearing some rumors though. So.
Yeah, I'm up to some stuff. I don't know what's happening.
Careful what you go vamping with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, all right, now we're
Absolutely.
doing poopy diaper jokes, everybody.
Yep. My parents are going to watch this and be like, Sophie's doing something with diapers and doing whippets? What's happening?
Yeah, what the fuck is up with the whippets?
I haven't done whippets in so many years, but I used to.
Good Lord.
Have you ever done a whippet?
And not on purpose.
What, you just accidentally, you tripped
When I was a
and-
fat teenager, I tried to get the last out of the whipped cream can and accidentally got high. Like, that was it. That was pretty much my experience with the whippets. And I was like, I think I'm just sugar deprived. And then that was the end of it. I didn't realize you could just...
Oh, yeah, you could just go to town on those things.
Oh, you know what, though? My dad was, he was a big hippie dude, so if I wanted pot, I could just get that from him.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
See, my dad loved computers, so there was a lot of computer cleaner around.
Sorry, I just picture you going, I feel like I'm walking on sunshine.
No, except after you do the whippet, I feel like I'm walking
right.
on sunshine.
Put the lotion in the basket.
Oh my, yeah, you absolutely get that voice. It's horrible. I remember one time
I already
wanted
have
to...
that voice, by the way. Like when I have to call bill collectors back, or I have to like deal with my cable one being out there, like, how can we help you, sir? And I'm like, fuck you. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, I smoked a lot as a teenager. God damn it.
And everyone's giving me grief about whippets.
Really
I feel like our voices are in the same register.
Yeah, we should. Well, we used to sing together. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Like, all right, who's gonna do harmony? I don't know. I can't sing that high. I'm an alto. Me too. All right, we're gonna make this work.
Aw.
I feel like if we got behind, I don't think people could tell which one of us was which.
You think so? That'd be a
I
fun
think
game
so.
for
That
a
would be-
future thing.
Be pretty fun.
Try it out.
Dustin is disturbingly quiet.
Yeah, he gets real quiet in the interview portion. I'm glad you're pointing it out.
This is one of the times in my life where I don't have to speak and I feel justified in shutting up. The moments are few and far between for a gabba hey like myself, so...
Did you just like pull a Ramones reference on me?
did. It was a
and it was
deep
so
pull.
confusing. I actually just whacked my face.
No, I wasn't gonna
I'm not gonna
acknowledge
pretend that
it.
didn't happen. I was like,
You
"Duh."
could not turn back
So,
around
right?
fast enough. You were just like,
Fuck it. Just jaw myself and pass out. Like,
Believe it or not, I do know when not to contribute sometimes.
Dustin.
this is. Can we-
Yeah.
Oh, you
Can
like
you
to
just
play it?
please? No, I just want you to buy some giant googly eyes and just stick them right here.
The plant is the most important part of the show. That's Audrey
God.
3, by the way. That's who that is.
Audrey 3. Nice,
Audrey 3.
I like it.
It was the very first thing we had for Boise Banter.
Right,
We
so
didn't
Audrey
have.
2 was feed me. This one's like, fuck me. Like,
Yep.
just,
we didn't
fuck me.
have a plan. We didn't have a guest. We didn't have any idea what we were doing, but we had a plant. And
Yeah.
so we made it happen.
It's like, we gotta do it now. We got the fake fucking plant. What are we gonna do? We can't not
We
do a
gotta
talk
do it.
show.
We gotta
So
do it.
Luckily,
instead
we
of
found
between
this
two
couch
ferns,
next
it's like
door.
in front of one horny ficus.
Yeah.
All right.
That is, and it is a horny.
This, you horny little bitch.
Oh.
God damn it.
Oh shit, Jen. I'm so glad you came on the show and mess with us and hang out and do magic.
Thanks. Me too.
Do you have any other weird tricks up your sleeves? I see you got some weird stuff
well,
here.
I do have another trick here.
Yeah, let's hit it one more time. We got enough time for one
I
more.
don't know if I'm sober enough for this one.
Okay, that
Well,
sounds fun
right.
too.
So always a good way to start. I don't know if we can do this one. We could try it. All right. This is it's a card trick. You guys are all right with card tricks? Mm-hmm. Okay. Good. Wow, really? Shit. You need to get out more. Really? Woo! Wow. Check it out, everybody. What? She's fucking magic. Wow.
Yeah.
Man, right?
Yeah, there's a good crowd.
No, it makes me feel really good because I spent a lot of time alone in my fucking room as a teenager, just learning how to be like, amazing. Right?
It's all
That's it.
paying
Yeah.
dividends now.
Right? We'll see. Oh, hey. Woo! Yeah. I see. They're making me confident enough to try the triple cut. You guys want to? We'll see. It might fall all over the floor. I don't know because I don't do this often enough because my 6-year-old doesn't care. Like I could do this and then like produce a cheese stick and she's more interested in that. So for me to do this is like, all right, we're gonna try the triple cut just because I love you guys. 1, 2, and oh shit!
Yeah.
Right? All right. One more, just because I practiced this for a long time, you guys. Here we
Sure.
go. More fans? Well, no, I'm just kidding. All right. Come on, stop it. All right. Okay. I mean, like, we're not in cahoots. You guys are up here already. I don't want to have to, call Truman back up again.
Yeah.
It was like, fucking fuck, what?
Yeah, we'll,
I'm in a magic show now. This is like my nightmare coming true. Like, I don't want that to happen. So Dustin, since you are the most lovely co-hosting assistant ever, just one more time for her. All right. If you would, please select a card.
I like this one.
I like this. Perfect. I'm glad you like that one. You should look at that one. You should also show that one to the camera. And then, do you have a face card or do you have a number card?
Number card.
Number card. Okay. I have a pen, and I would like you to write really big across the face of the card your name or whatever you want to. You can write.
You want
like,
me
I
to
love
deface
cats
the
or-
playing card?
Yes. Deface it.
Can I write my cat's name?
You can totally write your cat's name as long as it's something you'll recognize in like 5 minutes. That's really all that matters.
It's literally the
You'd be
only thing I'll
surprised.
recognize in 5
I have
minutes.
I've done a lot of shows for drunk people, and they sometimes are like, "No, I didn't write that," and you're like, "Yeah, you fucking did. Drank a lot. All right, I'll take the pen. I'll take the pen. All right, perfect. Show them the signature so they'll recognize it later. I'm going to turn away so you can show Sophie too, just in case everybody else is drunk, because I know she's not.
All right.
All right, we're good. Okay. All right. We're gonna put the card back inside the deck, you guys. So just plop it right there. I'm gonna lose the card inside the deck. I'm gonna shuffle. Shuffling's happening, you guys. Super amounts of shuffling. Sorry, that's my sexy shuffle. Just I tried to roll my sleeves up as well as I can. I'm gonna try to move as slow as I can because this is the death-defying card trick of death. I know that's a little redundant, but it is. It's the death-defying card trick of death. And it's not difficult enough for me right now because I could probably just find your card. But I don't want to do it that way, so I'm going to make it more difficult. I'm actually going to put the cards back inside the box. What? Just for everyone's protection. Yeah. I'm going to close the box. What? Yeah. And then I'm going to introduce some extra props, you guys, into the show. All right, you guys may have never seen one of these before in your entire life, but this is what a Manhattan studio apartment looks like, bitches. Yeah, there it is right there. Fucking $1,200 a month unfurnished. There it is, yeah. That'll get your blood racing. All right, Dustin, would you please let everybody know what is inside this bag?
Nothing.
That is the correct answer. There's motherfucking nothing in there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and place the deck of cards inside the bag, and now for the death-defying part. Okay, it's really not all that death-defying. It's a metal shish kebab skewer. It used to be a steak knife, and the reason it isn't anymore is a couple drunken trips to the emergency room, you guys. I'm completely not making that up. If you come up to me after the show, I'll show you these several scars where I accidentally stigmatized myself and then formed a religion outside the comedy club later. So instead, I have, but you could touch the tip. Touch the tip.
Gladly.
But just the tip.
Don't hear this often
Right, it's still kind of sharp, right? It's still kind of sharp.
Yeah.
Touch my tip. Okay, perfect.
You could do
All
some damage.
I don't know what your card is, but I know where your card is because I am a master of illusion. And even though we were able to put the card back in and I was able to shuffle it, I can still locate the card. I don't know how. I still don't know how to do it. It's okay though. It's like 27th from the top, and I think it's somewhere right in there. And if I'm right, you should totally applaud. Even though it didn't go through. Crap. Wrong hole. Oh wait, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it
It's
is.
a 7 that says Kiko on it. That's my
Is that your
card.
cat's name? All right. Also,
What is this witchcraft?
I'm gonna open the bag, and you're gonna see that the rest of the cards are actually still inside the box. No holes in any of them, and that is the world's most death-defying, dangerous card trick, you guys.
Oh my God. Jen.
Right?
Oh, this is just the tops. I could watch you do magic
Absolutely.
forever. I am so excited right now.
Right.
That's why we asked you
Magic is
to
great.
come on and do magic.
I'm sitting here. How did that happen?
I actually
For two
used,
reasons.
I used to own magic props, but then like now since I quit doing it so many years ago, and now I just do it as a hobby. When everyone is like, "Hey, you should do magic," I have to like run to Jackson's real quick and try to find as much shit as I can that I can
Yeah.
use. So yeah, Sharpie marker, shish kebab skewer.
We got you for two reasons. One, I thought, we haven't had Magic on the show before. And two, that means we can have her back on to do comedy. So we can have you again. If you will come back again, thinking around Tree Fort time. If you want to come back, we would love to have
Well,
you.
I'm
because
on
you're
the
amazing.
Comedy Fort
Yeah,
Festival,
absolutely.
so I would be so happy to come
I'm
do
super
comedy.
excited about it. Can we get one more for Jen Adams, everybody? That's about all the time we've got. But Jen,
Thank
thank you for being here.
I love you both so much. I'm not shaking.
Yeah,
I'm hugging you.
I love you, Jen.
You want a butt
Thanks for
shot?
doing this.
All right. Oh, other butt shot.
Jen Adams, everybody. One more time for her. Thank you, Jen.
Can we add this to the desk?
Yeah, 100% we're adding
Look at
that
this,
to the desk.
That was awesome.
It was awesome. Every show we have, we add some props into our desk, and these things are totally going there.
I turn
Unless she
into
wants
a
her skewer back.
5-year-old when I
We'll
see
give you
magic.
the skewer, but we're keeping the card. Is that all right?
Yes.
Right, done.
Is that
All right.
skewer from home or?
I don't know where she got the skewer, but it's magic, and I'm not going to touch it any more than I have to.
Did you know how that happened? You were sitting right here.
I didn't.
yeah, I
I
got no
I could
idea.
not tell you how that happened.
I'm just amazed with wonderment.
When Jen and I first started hanging out, she showed me some magic tricks, and I had an interest to learn. But that's mostly because I thought she was so cool. I just wanted to do anything she was doing, and I don't have the dexterous hands for it though. I couldn't shuffle cards regularly, much
Yeah.
less magically. Also, I don't want to ruin the illusion.
I don't
tell
wanna
me
know
how it's done.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I don't need to know how chicken nuggets are made, and I don't need to know how she skewered that card.
Absolutely.
All right? I want to continue to enjoy both.
Yep.
Turns out, pink slime.
Both cases.
Yeah, that's...
All right, well, that's our show, everybody. This has been Boise Banter. Real quick, I'd like to thank Rich Kilfoyle for playing music for us. Chance Ward operating the camera and editing things. Ashley Ann Howell, our stage manager. Wonderful, wonderful. And one more time for Jen Adams, everybody.
Yeah.
And of course, my co-host, Dustin Shalafo. Heart and soul.
We'll be back next month with a non-Valentine's Day themed show.
Yeah, we will. Good night.